Hi guys, okay, update on that percussion revolver question about the hollow points. I got them in. Now these are made by CONICAL Air Venturi. They're a big bore air gun projectile. These are 4.54. They are a 200 grain hollow point. And they are a form of lead. Some sort of alloy with it, but it is a form of lead. And they're soft enough that a thumbnail will mark it. So that tells me they're soft enough to use in my muzzleloader. Now, as they come, they're unlubricated. I went and lubricated them to use in mine. Now, how I did that was I simply took some liquid Alox. I took a Ziploc bag. I put a little dollop. When I say a little dollop, I mean about the size of a butter bean or like the end of your finger, a dob that big. I then put the bullets in there and start doing this. And I roll them around and let them coat the bullet. Okay, and it's going to take 24 hours for them to fully dry, but it will put a lubricant coating on it. Now there's the bullet, and there's the hollow point in it. Now, I'm looking at it for hunting. Okay, I'm not looking at it for a everyday carry. I'm looking at it for something for when I'm going in the field and I'm going to be encountering large things like hogs. That would be pretty good because the air rifle is driving this 45 caliber slug at somewhere between 850 and 1,000 feet per second. That's right in the percussion revolver power band. So if it'll fit in the gun, it'll fire accurately, and it'll hit. Will it expand? We're going to find out. Now, this is my 1860 Army Uberti that I call Stormborn. And what I found out was that if you set it up there, since it's not rebated, you get it up there and it's a little too big. I'd need to relieve this to make this fit. But what am I doing? I'm going to be loading it as a hunting bullet, right? This isn't for speed. I'm not in a match or whatever. I'm going to have 5 of them loaded. If I ain't down on a pin and got 6 in the holster with a flap on it. So it's for a hunting, right? Okay, I noticed something. If I push and withdraw the wedge, I put the gun on the half cock, I take the barrel and I take it point correct and I slide it into that opening and give it a little push, it'll stick. Okay? Now I would theoretically go ahead and load my powder charges. I would put my wad down on top. Then I would come up here and very gently sit it in like that, and look at that. Now whenever I push the wedge in, it's lined up and there's an 1/8 inch gap underneath it. I can now come down with a rammer which will cut perfectly on the top and line it up, and I can bring it down and line it up into the chamber and push it in. I'm fairly confident of that. The base of these are actually beveled just enough that they probably will. So I should be able to load it, so to speak, off the gun. What I'll do is I'll load them one at a time like that. Yes, that's time consuming and all, but this isn't worth me modifying my gun at this time. What I'm doing is seeing how it functions and seeing whether I can make it into a hunting bullet. So first, it's got to prove to me it's going to fire accurately. 2, it's got to prove to me that it's going to expand at these velocities before I do any kind of modification to a gun. Okay? Now, withdrawing the barrel, when I put the bullet into the back of the forcing cone, as you can see, it fits. It goes down to the driving bands, more than sufficient. And when I come up here and go into the muzzle, it goes all the way down to the driving band. So that's going to fit the bore. So I've got a 4.54 200 grain hollow point conical that I can load. Okay. Whenever I take just the cylinder and I can line it up there and I can finger start it, and it will actually sit down in there just slightly because there's a little bit of a bevel to it. So yeah, it's going to be fiddly for me to load it. straight up. But if I can load it and then it turn out to be accurate enough as a hunting load, I may consider modifying. You know, like a lot of guys do Kato Ijama stuff, and they have to modify the gun to make that big conical fit up under there. I might be willing to do that then if I'm going to shoot these enough, but I'm going to always use round ball for my day-to-day carry. This is for hunting, okay? So that's where our experiment is. So I just want to give you this little update on where we're at and where we're going with this. I hope to get to go to the range Monday or Tuesday and do some shooting with it. I'll have worked out a charge from my other conicals of a good starting load. I'll put me up a target and we'll load it, see how it works. Check the barrel, make sure I'm not getting any kind of leading or whatever. Everything that indicates to me right now I should be able to do it. If it does fire and it's accurate, then I'll just take a stack of wet newspaper, about that thick, and fire it in it and see if the bullet expands. That should tell me if it's going to expand in that velocity. If it doesn't expand, it has no advantage over the other conical. If it does expand some, then that's real potential for hunting, and I will be sharing that with you. It's just a little project, just a little something to try out. Hope you enjoy it, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button before you go, and there'll be more videos to come. If you like this idea, tell me down there in the comments. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.